She had all the symptoms of COVID and still has some of the lingering health issues, but ballerina Teresa Farrell's tests came back negative. I'm Tara Lynn Wagner in West Hollywood, where the professional dancer has a lot of questions, but is thankfully back on her feet. It was an illness that knocked her flat. Teresa Farrell has been a professional ballerina for roughly 17 years and is known for her high energy on stage and off. So at the very first symptoms, she knew something was wrong.
And this wasn't tiredness. This was just this incredible, overwhelming fatigue.
Then the coughing started. Then shortness of breath. It was the end of April, and everything seemed to point to COVID. She decided to call her sister, a pulmonary fellow in New York City who was working on the front lines of the pandemic.
So she said, I really would feel better if you were seen in the ER.
Shortness of breath all day.
Immediately, the medical staff at the hospital thought it was COVID too, but her test came back negative. So did a later antibody test.
It was negative.
But for Teresa, it just doesn't add up.
So we don't know.
She's still suffering from lingering health problems. Her heart races.
I now have this ringing and pulsing in my ears.
A complaint found to be fairly common in patients who've had COVID.
I just don't even know how I got here.
What stunned Teresa most is how long the recovery has taken.
I did not get out of bed for an entire month.
Followed by another month of physical fatigue. Being unable to move took a toll on her mentally as well. But even as she lay there, she found a way to connect to her art.
When I was sick in bed, I started choreographing a dance about what I was experiencing. And I really feel that carried me through.
Now that she's back at the bar, she's learning to flex new muscles. She regularly posts popular TikTok videos with tips and tricks.
Here with an X-Acto knife.
She's also launching a virtual workshop for young dancers to prepare them for the new world of online auditions. And she's sharing her story.
Power walking on this.
She thinks there are still so many misconceptions about who COVID affects and how bad it can be, even for the young and healthy.
One thing that was so frustrating when I was sick was so often people would be like, oh, like, you're young, you won't die. And I was like, since when is that the bar of something being like a big deal or not?
She's far from done with tests and doctor's appointments. But while she doesn't yet have all the answers, what she does have is a new sense of appreciation.
I feel so grateful for my health, and I feel that I won't be taking it for granted anymore.
A dancer navigating unknown terrain with grace and determination.